Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's the weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, January the 29th, National Corn Chip Day, National Puzzle Day, and National Seed Swap Day. So if you've got if you've got some seeds from last year's garden and you're going, hey, I want to swap with you. I got some seeds. You got some seeds. We swap them seeds.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Sunday, January the 30th, National Croissant Day. And that's all we got going on this weekend. Other than this, I've got a guest joining me, Lloyd Schwartz. And I'll tell you who that is. He worked on a program called The Brady Bunch. He worked on a program called Gilligan's Island. And if that last name sounds familiar, it's because his dad, Sherwood Schwartz, created both of those shows and a bunch of other stuff. Lloyd's got a really cool project he's working on right now, and I'm excited to chat with him about that and everything Brady and everything Gilligan's Island. We'll do all of that coming up in the program today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Research shows that running more than 30 miles a week can cause heart disease. What?
Really?
Yeah, running more than 30 miles a week. Does that seem weird to you?
That seems extremely weird to me.
Because you always think people are healthy, they're out running. But I do know people who've had heart attacks while they're out running.
Yeah?
So, I don't know. Be careful out there. Or run 29.5 miles. Not more than 30.
That's
walk the rest of the way.
Crazy.
I have no idea. Another study here, a study that says men are more likely to lose their memory if they've been drinking heavily. That's not good.
I think we read that one the other day.
I forgot about it because I had been
you were
drinking heavily. I don't think that's what happened. And another study concluded that people who spend too much time online can develop severe mental health problems, including stress, sleeping disorders, and depression.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've been looking over my shoulder. Surveys and studies and such. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. I want to remind you that addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, that is what the site is for, TimeForRehab.com. Montgomery County Police arrested 6 men on drug trafficking conspiracy charges. The criminal complaint federally charged the men who were allegedly distributing cocaine and other drugs in the D.C. area, Prince George County area, and other areas. All Maryland residents range from age 27 to 43. Again, there's 6 of them in total. Arrested January the 20th. Officers seized about 22 kilos of cocaine and dozens of weapons, including a ghost gun and a rifle. For those of you who have not been following along at home, ghost guns are homemade weapons which are assembled from parts purchased online, and they're untraceable because there's no serial number on any of the parts. So
right.
That's what that is. Anyway, they all got arrested. Don't do drugs. It's a bad idea. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Pete Davidson and Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live have gone together on a business venture. It has nothing to do with SNL. Has everything to do with Stanton Island. They bought a ferry. And it's a Stanton Island ferry. Natives have been talking about the mysterious buyer of this out-of-service passenger ferry. It was once operated by the New York City Department of Transportation. The ferry, named the John F. Kennedy, has been retired from service, went up for auction, and the pair purchased it for $280,000 to turn it into a live entertainment space. That's a neat idea.
Okay.
And over here, America's Funniest Home Videos last week, I believe, is when they did this, paid homage to Bob Saget. He had
that's nice.
the really nice tribute that they did. But now they decided they're going to continue that tribute through the rest of the season. They honored him on the January 16th episode. Would that have been last weekend? That would have been 2 weekends ago. Anyway, they're going to continue to do that through the end of the season. He was on the program for quite a while.
He was for a very long time,
And
yeah.
Still very, very sad. Lost Bob Saget and Betty White, and we lost Louis
What a
Anderson.
heck of a
and
year
Meatloaf.
so far, I know.
Sad, sad stuff. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Baby Shark, the inescapable earworm, beloved by some children and sometimes dreaded by their parents, has hit the 10 billion views mark on YouTube.
Seriously.
Not only is it the most viewed video on the platform, a record it set in November of 2020 is now the only video to reach 10 billion views. The kids' song, Mastermind by South Korean educational company Pinkfong, and performed by singer Hope Sigourney, I think is how you say it, debuted in 2016, but it didn't really jam itself into North America's collective consciousness, rather. I think I was being hopeful of the unconscious, until 2019. Does it seem possible that didn't even get here till 2019?
That seems about right.
I was, for whatever reason, thinking it had been around a lot longer than that. I don't know what made me think that, but for some reason I thought that it had been...
probably just feels like it's been around a lot longer than
I bet
that.
that's exactly what it is. And a story out of Poland. Police in Poland said a woman accused of driving 91 miles per hour in a snowstorm said she did that because she was late for an appointment. What kind of important appointment do you think it was, Heidi?
Hair appointment.
No, she was going to have a new car stereo installed.
Oh, my.
What in the world would you do? 91 miles an hour in a snowstorm to get a new stereo? Wow, bad idea. And finally, a study found that if you only get exercise on the weekend, you're still in as good a shape as people who exercise every single day.
Really?
Yes. So I have a new plan. Exercise on the weekend.
Just exercise on the weekend.
Yeah.
Any exercise at all, I think, would do us good.
Yeah, probably. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on the weekend.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Our guest is Lloyd Schwartz. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I am fantastic and excited to talk to you about Gilligan's Island and Brady Bunch. Your dad created those, and you actually had a chance to work on both of those programs, right?
Yes, I did. I actually was a kind of a kid, but I started working as a dialogue coach on Gilligan. And then I was at college, and he said, would you come over and take care of these 6 kids on this Brady Bunch show he created? And so I started off with that, and by the end of that, I've done everything Brady. I've been executive producer, writer, director of all the Brady different things since then, and a lot of other stuff. So that's been my life. It's kind of been summer camp, I know.
And I think it's such a cool thing because the Brady Bunch, the Brady family, everybody in the world knows who that is. And then when you think about Gilligan's Island, that's another thing that's just iconic all around the world. To have either one of those would be a cool thing, but your dad, Sherwood Schwartz, created both of them. What a legacy.
It is very cool. It's very cool. And a lot of producers like to think that everybody knows every one of their episodes, but in these particular cases, these 2 shows, they do. So there's games where people, an episode comes on, they say, how soon can they identify it and things? And I think they're better at that than I am, because I don't have to. You do an episode, you kind of move on, but everybody keeps asking questions about those, which is great. It's great.
Now, I was not around for the original airings of Gilligan's Island, and when Brady Bunch came on, I was just a small child, but I got to see both of those in syndication, and they both did very, very well.
Yeah, in fact, Gilligan was a big hit when it was on originally, but Brady Bunch wasn't. And it became a very big hit in syndication. It was running 2-3 times a day, and kids would come home from school and watch it. I don't know if that's when you watch it, but so that's how it became kind of legendary. And then it's been on, that one's been on the air in the 60s and 70s, in some ways, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 10s, teens, and we're going to be doing stuff in the 20s too.
And that is exactly what I would watch. As I'd get home from school, maybe get a bowl of cereal and sit in front of the TV and watch the Brady Bunch, or maybe watch Gilligan's Island. Amazing shows.
Yeah. It was actually, ABC became a network, because up until that time they hadn't been going, all day round. And then when they started syndicating Brady on ABC, that's when it took off.
Now, in addition to these two, you've had so many other shows and projects you've had a chance to be a part of, and you got a brand new project you're working on. And this is actually like a live play performance. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, yeah, it's very, I've done a lot of theater, but every once in a while a play comes to me that the idea is so strong that I said, I got to do a play that maybe can get to Broadway, because a lot of them have gone around the country. And this is called Classic Couples Counseling. And you can imagine this concept, and it just makes people crazy anyway to think about it. There's a therapist, and she's a therapist for Shakespearean characters.
Cool.
And so they come into her office, and it's Hamlet and Ophelia, and Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, and she tries to solve their problems. And then there's a group scene when everybody's together, and they're all, getting at each other. Petruchio's trying to pick up Juliet, and Lady Macbeth threatened to kill everybody. And then she gives them advice, and by the end of the play, that they all die because of her advice. So that's the play. So it's crazy.
It sounds like a really fun idea for a project, and I can only imagine how much fun it'll be to watch that performance with all of those fun characters.
Yeah. It is fun because, I studied Shakespeare in college and then studied all these plays again to write this. And so just imagining how they would react in a modern situation, it's not written in Shakespeare language, by the way. And also it's very accessible. You don't have to really know all the plays. You kind of know who the characters are. And if you really know Shakespeare, there's little Easter eggs in that too. So I'm really anxious to see. We open April 1st in Los Angeles.
So April 1st in Los Angeles, if people would like to travel there to see it, they can. Will there be an opportunity? I thought I read something about maybe an online opportunity as well.
I'm not sure about that yet. I mean, we're going to do the play, and if it really works, we certainly will investigate all that. But you have to go to Los Angeles, and it opens April 1st. And I'm hoping that if it's successful, it'll play around the country. But we're excited about it.
If somebody listening would like to go to L.A. and see this, where do they go to get tickets and find more information about the play?
You can go to the Theater West, which is where it's playing, and it's theaterwest.org, and then you can get your tickets there. And as I said, it opens April 1st, and if any of your listeners and stuff, just come in, and I'll probably be there most of the performances and say hi. And
that sounds like a whole lot of fun. Lloyd, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it a bunch.
All right, well, good luck to you. Talk to you soon.
Again, our guest today has been Lloyd Schwartz. His father, Sherwood Schwartz, created Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch, and he had a chance to work with him on those. And he's got a new project. It's a play in L.A. All the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
NASA accidentally erased the original tape of the first steps on the moon. So the original tape, they don't have it anymore.
Oh, wow.
They recorded an episode of Punky Brewster over it. So I don't think that's what they did for real.
It's a Wonderful Life was recorded over the top of it.
Yeah. And fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Camels store water in their bloodstream, not in their humps. Their humps are actually fatty tissue. Okay. So on the cartoons, it was always in the...
Just like humps on...
In the humps.
Women.
Would you... Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Billy goats try to attract a mate by urinating on their own heads. Oh, my goodness.
Well, that works.
Oh, no, it doesn't. And finally, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
During the entire run of the Gilligan's Island TV show, it was never revealed that Gilligan was his first or last name.
Oh, yeah.
So while I had him on the phone, I should have asked
You
Lloyd
should have
Schwartz. I heard that his name was Willie Gilligan, so now I'm going to have to look and see if that's accurate. Man, it would have been nice if I would have asked the creator's son while I had him on the phone.
It sure would have.
All right. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Brazil. A man in Brazil locked his parents in their bedroom so that he and his girlfriend could be alone. The parents called the fire department, who had to break out a window to get to them.
Oh, boy.
I bet that boy is grounded.
I'm sure that did not go over well at all.
It doesn't say how old he is. Wouldn't that have been important to the story?
Wow.
Brazilian man, so it doesn't sound like he's a teenager. It says man, so I don't know how old he was.
That's just awful.
If he lives at home or if he was just going to their house, I have no idea. I have so many questions. But I only get the headline because this is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Hong Kong residents are rebelling against a proposed cull of the city's pet hamsters. After enduring and largely complying with a series of extreme and awfully baffling pandemic rules, when a cull of 2,000 pet hamsters was announced, a line was crossed. An underground railroad has emerged to save the abandoned hamsters. Foster carers taking them in and concealing them. Resistance fighters have created groups to share updates, drawing on methods used in anti-government protests in 2019. About 3,000 have volunteered to house affected hamsters. On social media, concerned residents shared photos of abandoned hamsters in the hopes of enlisting recruiters. It says the government plan is rooted in a knee-jerk pandemic rather than science. Officials say the rodents could carry coronavirus and could transmit it to humans.
I was just going to ask what the problem was with the hamsters.
So that's all happening in Hong Kong.
That's some
Very
Hong Kong phooey.
Oh, boy. Thanks for listening. She's here all night, folks.
Cartoon.
Thanks for listening.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm going to turn your mic off now. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Employees were surveyed about which of their coworkers' bizarre behaviors made them cringe. Here's some juicy results. Think about something that happens from a coworker, which is pretty much me, that makes you cringe. Okay, here's one.
Clipping your fingernails.
What? I don't do that. Well, okay, yeah, I
You
guess
do
I do.
too.
Every once in a while. Oh, hey, that's on the list. Okay, first one is every single day, one of the other teachers pops a bag of microwave in the popcorn in the kitchen, eats it, and then rips open the bag and thoroughly licks the inside of the bag.
Ew. Okay, you do that, of course. Everybody does, but
We
you
just
do it
at
in
home.
private.
No, I don't. I don't even do that. Clipping your fingernails during a meeting. I don't do it during meetings. My boss runs a pretty successful hedge fund, so he thinks he can get away with it, but it makes me shudder. Next one. One of my coworkers apparently feels so rushed she frequently takes both her laptop and food into the bathroom stall. You can hear her in there chomping on an apple and typing. Okay.
Oh, eating an apple in the stall. That's
And finally, flossing. I don't care if it's your cubicle or not.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No.
All right. That is the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. This is actually from Goldie Hawn, but it was the character Elsie in the First Wives Club.
Okay.
So this is where she says, there are only 3 ages for women in Hollywood: babe, district attorney, and driving Miss Daisy. Do you remember that?
Not really, no.
Heidi has a blank look on her face.
But it's lovely.
Have you ever seen the movie?
Years ago,
Okay.
and I think I only kind of watched it a little bit because I was young when it came out, and that was really kind of geared more towards... I guess I'm kind of proving the point of the line.
Pretty much. I'm going to give you a little more rope. How much more do you need? All right, your quote of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of gmdvacations.com. And this is a really neat thing. It says, sweetest act of kindness I've ever seen. Electrical company pays little boy for his help. So there's a company in England. They printed a pay slip for a client's 5-year-old boy and paid him for his help. So this is what happened. Satan's Electric, based in Hull.
Satan's
Seyton. Satan. Yeah, not Satan that you heard.
Okay.
Setons, maybe is how you say it.
Okay.
Boy, I wonder if they get that a lot. That is kind of weird. They recently worked at Laura Nicole Anderson's home for 6 weeks doing a bunch of electrical work. And her son, Theo, was obsessed with the workers and didn't miss any opportunity to be around them or help them any way he could. He had the electricians in every other week for the last 6 weeks, and he'd been obsessed with them, hounding them, asking questions. They were very kind, and they helped. After the job was done, a staff member from the company came back to the home with an envelope for Theo. She said this was quite possibly the sweetest act of kindness I've ever seen. In there, they had a little pay slip from this electric company, and it says one measuring of items. And then it says you're counting and adding up numbers of sockets.
Oh, cute.
Catering.
How cute is
Thanks
that?
for the yummy cookies.
Oh.
Excellent volunteering. And then quality assurance, asking lots of questions.
Oh,
And
that's fantastic.
His little pay slip added up to 15 pounds.
Oh, cute.
And they put the cash in the envelope.
Wow.
This is really cool. I like that. When I was a kid, I asked a lot of questions. I never got paid for it. I usually got in trouble for it.
Oh, that's adorable.
I think it is adorable. I've got a link to that story if you want to read the whole doggone thing. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.